Hey there, I've got something so exciting to show you, and I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Well, several minutes, because this is going to take a bit. So settle in. We are so excited. We are ready to introduce you to the Billie. This is our very own, custom-made, from beginning to end, only at Fuzzy Goat project bag. And we carry some pretty fabulous bags already, so for us to have our own bag, it had to be really special. It has taken us since June, so at least 6 months to get this exactly the way we wanted to get it. Jenny, our fabulous Jenny Bickley, owner of Honeybee Fabrications, is sewing them for us. She is our seamstress. Her hive is working hard on it, and we found them through our friends Amy at the Hair and the Heart, a sweet store here in Thomasville, Georgia. So I couldn't be more tickled. I've been looking for a seamstress for over a year, and to find one right down the road that works with another local store was just beyond excitement. So Jenny got our fabric just last week, and she was itching to roll it out, and so now we're able to take pre-orders. She hasn't made all the ones yet, but she has the fabric for them. So I'm going to show you all this other stuff, and when she delivered the samples, we made a little list going around the store. She's like, I can make that out of this fabric. I can make you that. So look for needle rolls, notion bags, all kinds of other fun stuff. I've learned so much from this process and have so much respect for all of our designers, knowing what goes into a bag. We decided to name it the Billie. There's this amazing, we were originally calling her the Queen Goat. She's now Billie. In the center of our fabric design, we're also big fans of Billie Jean King. If you don't know about her, there's a new CNN documentary just in time for our bag that's out, and she just blazed all kinds of trails. It is an amazing person. And it's also reminiscent of, we named a sock yarn from our friend Sarah's Copper Corgi sock yarn after Billie Jean also. So to say that we're fans, plus, you know, Billie Goats, right? All right, so let's talk about what this bag is. It has so many features, and I can't even count how many prototypes Jenny brought us as we sorted it out. And so when I say girl-made bag, these are really girl-made bags. We have our outside zipper pocket. I just decided last night to hook on my row counter into the zipper so that I can find it. This pocket is deep enough that you can put your handy tool in there. You can also put a little bit of stitch markers. You could even put a dream box in there and zip it back up. So big enough for important notions that you need to lock down in there. We wanted it to be squishy so that you could squish it down into your larger totes and backpacks. Thinking of when I was traveling and I wanted my project bag that it had to go inside something else. So we wanted it to be squishy enough to do that. We call a new word squishability. But we also wanted texture to the fabric. So maybe you can see it here. It's got it's a linen cotton blend with just a little bit of a slub to it, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Big enough for several cakes of yarn. So I have a project in here now. It's not my biggest project, but Melissa was able to put several of her sweater skeins in there and our sweater in process. Here is my, which I've now joined in the round, so I'm super excited about how that's coming out. Now I'm just going around and around and keeping up with my, this is my Emsworth, keeping up with my lace pattern in the front, which is also super fun in the spiral grain. Okay, back to the bag. So I've got all my skeins in here for that, and my pattern and all going on in here. And then we wanted it to have the right cinch. So we wanted the cord to be easy on your wrist. I've been having some wrist problems. It is not because of knitting, it is because of the packing tape gun. And shipping all of the stuff your stuff items kind of was hard on my wrist. So I did not, I wanted the cinch to be easy on your wrist, not too hard to pull. So we've got to get the right cord and to pull rather tight so that it doesn't leave lots of room for stuff to fall out, but no zipper either. Then we wanted a lightish colored lining. It does not have texture like the outside because we don't want perhaps little fluffs of yarn to stick and all that. So it's a nice smooth cotton lining, a little bit lightish so you can see inside. And then more pockets on the inside, not so many that you forget which pocket is in what. But we have a few pockets on the inside. We have this one here, and then we have two smaller, narrower ones. One of these also has my awesome tool in it, so it can stand up in there, but you could also put a pin in there, poke in your other needles, and so forth. And then the handle. The handle was also super important. That lets you grab it easy. You can hold it onto your arm, still open the bag up wide enough to get what you need to out of there. All of that was important. You knew it had to have a gusset, so a rectangular bottom. So all in all, that is the design that Jenny worked with us on. Ooh. Then it had to have a label. All right, so let's talk about the fabric. Oh my, we wanted to have our colors. We wanted to have a friendly looking goat. So some versions, you know, we had to make her look a little sweeter on there, and we wanted it to reflect our southern home. And we worked with Ayana. She does all of our Good Vibes logos and stuff like that. She's an amazing illustrator. My friend Janet at String Theory has worked with her, and so she brought her in for Good Vibes. And so I said, could you design some fabric for us? I probably drove her a little nuts with all of my tweaks and everything, but the process was so fun. I was actually a little sorry when it was over. But I couldn't be more excited about this fabric and want to find more things to put it on. Yeah, so we got Billie's sweater is perfect. Let me turn it here so you can see. It's green, it has a yoke. We've got dogwoods, we have peaches, of course we have yarn. We have little baby goats with yarn and a little heart in there. It was just really fun to just keep thinking about what can we do to reflect our southern heritage. Did I say pecans? Because there are pecans there too. And Alana, never having been to the South, just nailed it. Then she made us a companion fabric. I don't even remember if I asked for that, but she started that and I was like, oh yeah, we want to do that on the inside. So it's the knit stitch and then more dogwoods in there too. Oh, just so exciting. And then, of course, we wanted a label. So we got our label with Thomasville, Georgia on there. Then we needed someone, who's gonna print this? Where am I gonna get this fabric made? I mean, this was just an entire leap of faith. So back to Jenny. She guided us to Eric and Chris. They're in Panama City, just 125 miles away. Yes, there's a Panama City, Florida. And he sent us, let me see, I wanted to fill you in a little bit on this process. He sent us this booklet of fabric choices for us to choose from. So we went through just finding just the right ones that we wanted, what the percentages of cotton was. We did pick one that had a little bit more slub on it, but when they printed on it, it didn't, how do I say this? The pattern didn't go all the way through, so because the slub was a little thicker, if that makes sense. So there were more little white dots. I mean, it's such a learning process, but he sent us all of these, which was great because these are the two that we settled on. We could hold them together and then see how they were gonna squish and do that to it and how they were gonna hold up. So we went through that. And yes, they sent us several different options while we were going through it. Oh, here we go. Here's one here where the slub was a little thicker, so it also didn't squish up as much, and the dye didn't saturate all the way down into there. Here was an original of the lining, but it was just a little bit too dark, and I need to be able to see inside my bags. And then the cord. Oh my God, I mean, then we needed to decide about the cord. And originally, you guys know, knowing me, I was gonna see how much color can I get in this. So we started thinking of oranges and fuchsias and all of that. And honestly, it kind of tended to take away from the pops of the peaches and all of that. So we went with a neutral kind of leather look, but easier than leather cord. So many decisions. Well, then once we had the fabric right and everything, Jenny had to help us figure out how we were going to lay it out, how much yardage we needed, the design, how big was the goat going to be, the fabric repeat. Oh my gosh, I've learned so much. We announced it last night to our email group. So if you're not on our email list, you want to make sure you join because you'll find about things faster. And of our small batch pre-order, we've already sold half. So jump on that. We will be repeating because how can we not? This is just the most amazing, fun, and most exciting thing that I have done since opening the store, really. The whole team, Madeline, Melissa, Carolina, have weighed in and oohed and awed over every time Jenny brought in a sample for us to work on. So thank you for letting me gush about the Billie. And yes, I've already been using it for the last 3 days and just am tickled to death. So other thing that I just wanted to show you, one other thing that came in this week since we're doing goat themes, is this goat pillow that we get that are hand hooked, and I don't think they're going to make them anymore. So I bought a big old slew of them, but I don't think we're going to be able to get any more after that. So we have these up in the web shop now. We have them ready to ship, unlike the Billie bag, which Jenny will be able to make in January. Another little wrinkle was we were all set to go. We thought it was all going to be just great. The bag was going to roll out, and Eric and Chris's fabric printing machine broke down. You know, what are you going to do? You know, we're knitters and crocheters. You know, we're not, I was going to say we're not solving world peace, but only if they would let us, right? So, you know, that's why we're taking pre-orders instead of having them here. We're just rolling with it, doing it what we can. We don't want the bags and so forth to be filled with stress. And we want them to be able to be around, so we're not about to cancel the order or anything like that. So we just rolled with it and did the pre-orders, and you guys seem to be okay managing with that, so we appreciate that. The pillows are here, though, so that we can ship those. And I am wearing the Elah cardigan, which I will confess I purposely chose to show off the bag with today. So this is made in Woolstock, and it's another Isabell Kraemer pattern. Maybe we can collaborate with her on something too. I'm feeling kind of spunky. See what else we can pull off. All right, that's what I got for you today, is really the Billie. That's all I got going on right now, which is plenty, because as you can tell, I'm super excited, and I haven't even had my coffee yet. All right, I will go put up the link for that, and the goat pillow, and the links for the pattern for my sweater that I'm wearing. Thank you guys so much for your support. If it wasn't for your encouragement, I wouldn't be holding this bag right now. Thank you.